grew up with science fiction. My dad used to tell me stories about watching Buck Rogers as a kid and how amazing it was to him. I saw the series on a special and laughed at the strings you could clearly see pulling the rocket ships across the screen. My dad told me it was cutting-edge technology at the time, and people were enthralled by it.
I don't get it. This ship's at least 100 years ahead of anything I ever saw.
From there, we moved on to Star Trek. And now we have cell phones that, while they don't communicate to outer space, they do let us communicate to anyone anywhere on Earth in real time. I read history and think about what it must have been like for people who had members of their family travel, and they wouldn't hear from them for months at a time, and then it was often just a letter. When my husband travels, we Facebook chat in real time every night, and I get to talk to him face to face. I can see how he's doing. I can hear his voice. We can still talk to each other, still spend time together, even if he's on the other side of the planet. So I'm not anti-technology by any means. I love techno-gadgets that we have. I deeply appreciate modern medicine. I like the movies and the games and the sci-fi distractions that have become real life and common. But I am deeply concerned that this future we live in is not good for human happiness. I am deeply concerned that the future we are heading into will not be good for humans at all. Knowing human nature, I do not see a future where all the power of this technology will be used for the health and happiness of the most people. I do not see a just and equitable world that Gene Roddenberry imagined. I see technology replacing humans. I see more and more people out of jobs. I see a dystopia where the rich are getting richer only because the poor are getting poorer. In the 20th century, as we headed to this future, the divide between the haves and have-nots was closing. Most people had food and basic housing, access to health care and medicine. Most people had jobs that provided enough to take care of themselves and their families. And then the 21st century finally arrived, and it's all sliding back to feudalism and slavery. Instead of aristocrats, we have technocrats, and they are more powerful and more dangerous because they have forgotten what being human is all about. As you can probably tell by now, this is more of a red pill channel. I've just discovered the philosophical paradigm of critical realism, which goes beyond empiricism and has its roots in pragmatism. Critical realism opens up a much more holistic world where engineers can recognize that there are many things that cannot be measured in a lab, but can only be seen in their effects. So this channel is probably going to be a lot of me exploring this concept, because I want a future where most humans who exist today will have happiness, peace, and contentment. I still see a possible future where human flourishing is not just for the rich, but we have to change directions now if we want that to be the future we all live in tomorrow.